Yeah, I mean, he's right. Look, Kavanaugh needs to come out swinging. He needs to be Clarence Thomas 2.0 here.
Do you think he's really going to be that way, though?
I think he will.
I think he's gotten firmer and firmer as more
I think he will.
Coming forward.
Yeah, his statements have. If you look at the evolution of his denials,
that's true.
He's gotten very frustrated. It went from, categorically, very legalistic, if that's a word, until, hey, this is the Twilight Zone. This is crazy.
Zone, this is crazy town.
He sounded more like Trump in his third denial. And I don't say that tongue in cheek. He's frustrated. I think Kavanaugh is going to come out of the gate here punching. Because this isn't just.
You think so?
Let me tell you why I think so. Because it's no longer about Brett Kavanaugh. It's about.
We have his written statement.
It's no longer about Kavanaugh. It's about his young daughters. They're young enough to be hurt by it, but old enough to understand it. The guy's clearly a family man, and I think he's going to come out punching. He's going to emphatically deny this. He's going to let the committee members know exactly how he feels. I don't say.
You don't think he's going because what he said in that interview that he had on Fox Monday. What he said in that interview is that I believe. That she believes that
he may very well maintain that, and that's good PR for him to do.
Right.
Even if he feels like Carl, you, and me, that maybe nothing ever happened to this woman, that this is an axe to grind, that maybe she had a crush on these guys in high school and they rebuffed her. Whatever. Maybe she's a far-left Democratic activist. I mean, look, Dianne Feinstein gave her lawyer. The other guy sitting next to her with the beard, Michael Bromwich, is Andy McCabe's lawyer.
Yeah.
This is hardly an impartial panel of attorneys here.
And like I said, you dealt with sex offenders.
Yes.
I've said I don't think there's a woman out there. Again, I'll say it again. That's either suffered sexual harassment, sexual assault, or know somebody who has. So I think women are naturally inclined to want to believe.
But let me make a comparison I made on
another
Twitter.
woman. We want to.
We do. Everybody knows the case of Elizabeth Smart.
Yes.
2002,
Perfect
14 years old. 14 years old, a child abducted from her bedroom, June of 2002, held captive, repeatedly raped by her captors until she's rescued the following March. Almost a year. Everyone thought this kid was dead.
Yeah.
It was a miracle she was rescued. I dealt with the family, with her dad, Ed, and when I was working with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. This is going back 10 years.
Yeah.
Even then, 6 years after the incident, she's a young girl, 1920. She was poised. She was dignified. She was consistent. Very mature when she told her story.
And she still is.
She recently did an interview.
Yeah,
right, that's where I'm going.
The wife?
The woman, the guy who abducted her, his street name was Emmanuel. The wife, the co-captor, just recently was let out of prison in Utah. Elizabeth Smart did an interview. She was very dignified and poised and mature. And that was a severe, year-long abduction and rape, 9-month long. Contrast that to Christine Ford acting like a giggly high school girl.
Yeah, it was
that's why she's not credible. And Elizabeth Smart is a real victim. Very, very credible. Let's bring back in Larry Klayman, former federal prosecutor, and Jeffrey Lord, a veteran of the Reagan White House, the veteran of 5 Supreme Court confirmation processes. Larry, Jeff, great to see you again. So
you have to go to Larry because
got to go to Larry because Larry,
to get on Larry's team.
I'm starting
right now.
Larry. I'm a convert. Jeff, we'll talk about it in a second, but I'm a convert. I agree with you now. I don't like the giggling and the laughing and the backslapping between Rachel Mitchell, Ford, Bromwich, and Katz, Larry.
Well, that's right. The Republicans have really shot themselves in the foot here and are doing a great disservice to Judge Kavanaugh. You know, one of the morals to the story is that men, old white men, as the Democrats put it, can't be afraid of confronting the facts. They ran away from this hearing. They brought somebody in on short notice who wasn't prepared. Rachel Mitchell was not prepared. It was like, as I said, John, she was conducting a deposition to get facts so she could do something else legally later. But there's no tomorrow here. This has to be done now, and that's the problem. And then Judge Kavanaugh is going to come in and say, well, I don't doubt what she says, and I engage in a lot of juvenile behavior in high school and college. You know, you can't be a little bit pregnant. It has to be black or white here for the American people to really buy Kavanaugh at this point, because everything goes in favor of the woman these days. I'm not saying that we shouldn't be treated equally, but men really are behind the 8 ball. We're considered guilty until proven innocent. The president was right yesterday.
Jeffrey, just real quickly, I want to ask you, we've been wondering here because they have these 5-minute increments and Republicans have been handing everything over to Rachel Mitchell. Is there any kind of like closing statement at the end? Because I keep holding out that she is going to go through some of the
run down the inconsistencies. But that may never happen. What do you think is going to happen?
You know, in this case, I honestly don't know, and I've been through my fair share of these kind of hearings, Supreme Court and otherwise, where people do get to make a closing statement. One would think that would be necessary here, and that at some point at the end of all this, the senators themselves will reclaim their time and give each of them their closing statement here. But we will find out here. The bottom line, though, with all of this is there is still no corroboration.
Right.
None. Zero. So we're basically where we were with Clarence and Anita. You know, he said, she said. And if this is all they have, I just, you know, and I understand the impact of the reality TV show here, but I think it would be very unfair to deny him nomination, to deny him a seat on the court based on something that only one person can verify.
Yeah. Jeff, we have about 2 minutes left. Larry, 2 minutes left. Jeff, first question to you, 1 minute. What do you expect to hear from Judge Kavanaugh? What do you want to hear from Judge Kavanaugh?
Well, I expect to hear a defense. You know, I expect him to say, I wasn't there. You know, or this never happened. Like some version of that. But what I want to hear is indignation in his voice. I mean, Clarence Thomas was the absolute perfect example of how to do this. Boy, he looked those senators right in the eye. And you could tell that the silence was embarrassing for them. He let them have it. I mean, using lines like high-tech lynching of uppity blacks who deign to disagree with an old order, he let them have it. And I think, with all due respect here, that Kavanaugh's got to do a version of that.
I actually agree with you, Jeff. All right, Larry, I've got that question for you. And also, before we go, a minute, what do you think is going to happen when the president meets with Rosenstein next week? He delayed the meeting today because of the hearing. They're going to meet next week. What do you think happens?
Well, quickly, I agree with Jeffrey and you on that last analysis. There has to be extreme passion here, and you can't be afraid. The Republicans have run away from this because they're protecting themselves more than they're protecting Judge Kavanaugh. With regard to Rosenstein, I hope that the president doesn't keep him on. You can't keep, as I've said before, Brutus in the Roman Senate. The guy is disloyal. He's done a number of illegal things. He's got a conflict of interest. He's got to go.
Larry Klayman, Jeffrey Ford, great to see you, gentlemen, as always.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
I think we're all in agreement now.
Yes, I gathered that.
But we all,
you
know, Judge Kavanaugh does need to come out and have a Clarence Thomas moment.
I really hope they do that closing argument. I don't know if they're going to.
Right? I hope they do. Even a summary.
Because I didn't see that. All I saw was the 5-minute rule.
Yeah, my concern
is
how they jumped in. They didn't give her an opening. She basically said, "Hi, my name is Rachel Mitchell. I'm a prosecutor from Arizona." Right. Boom, and jumped into the questioning.
There you go. And here's another live look at that. I believe
the hallway outside of the judiciary.
Yeah, and they should be getting ready to resume here any minute. Be sure and keep it right here on Newsmax TV for continuing live coverage of the Kavanaugh hearing. Kavanaugh is supposed to be actually testifying later this afternoon. Yeah. Not sure exactly when, but this looks like it will be wrapping up very soon. Thank you so much for joining us here for America Talks Live. Again, our coverage continues at the Kavanaugh confirmation hearing. Hearing testimony from Dr. Ford will continue in just a moment.
It's a noisy, chaotic, confusing world. If only everyone could see it more clearly. Separate fake from fact. If only we all understood what's really going on. The world needs another Economist reader. And now you can try The Economist in print, free of charge. Visit free.economist.com, call 1-855-500-0015, or text ECONOMIST to 99000.
Hi, I'm Wayne Alaroot. These are crazy times. The federal debt out of control, stock market crisis on the horizon, and then there's the constant threat of terror attacks, war, and natural disaster. That's why I invest in gold and silver, and you should too. It's the proven way to protect the money you've worked so hard to earn and save against uncertainty and disaster. Gold and silver have gained in value tremendously over the past 10 years, and the outlook for growth is amazing. Do what the pros do and diversify your investments. It'll make your portfolio more secure for the long term. Call the U.S. Gold Bureau at 800-885-GOLD for your free investor's guide and learn how you can acquire gold or silver inside or outside of your IRA to protect your financial future. Call within the next 5 minutes, and you could also get your first 6 silver coins for only $99. But do it now, because every day you wait, your dollar could be worth even less. Call this number right now, 800-885-GOLD.
That's my son, Josh. When he was born, we never thought days like these would be possible.
Because he was born premature, he only had a 5% chance of survival. But because of the work of March of Dimes, he not only made it, he was able to take his first steps.
You can do this.
Celebrate birthdays.
Yeah, you're doing it.
Ride my bike.
Play ball.
Make the shot.
It's only because of you and people like you who support March of Dimes every month that our son not only survived,
he's thriving. But we know there are many other babies who still need help.
When you call March of Dimes with your monthly gift of $19, just 63 cents a day, you're giving other children, just like Josh, a chance at life too. March of Dimes funded the research that beat polio. They have helped millions of babies survive and thrive, but they can't help keep fighting without your help. With your monthly support, every baby born in our country can continue to receive the care made possible by March of Dimes. When you give only 63 cents a day at helpnewborns.org right now, you'll be joining the March of Dimes to give a baby and their family the greatest gift of all.
hope,
Opportunity.
An amazing life.
Use your credit card and get this free blanket to show your support. Please call right away or go to helpnewborns.org to help save the life of a baby, just like Josh. Thank you.
Are you a homeowner with too much credit card debt? Mr. Cooper has customers all over America. They're homeowners who use their home equity to pay off their credit card debt. Like Michael from Charlotte, North Carolina. His refinance loan lowered his debt payments by $538 a month. And Zach from Springfield, Illinois. He's paying $518 less every month. We can tell you in minutes if you could lower your monthly payments. Get in touch with us and see for yourself.
Go to MrCooper.com or call 1-800-523-8033.
Good afternoon, I'm Miranda Khan. The first woman who accused Brett Kavanaugh of sexual assault, attempted sexual assault, Christine Blasey Ford, testified before the Senate Judiciary Committee today.
I believe it is my civic duty to tell you what happened to me while Brett Kavanaugh and I were in high school.
Blasey Ford also said that she believed that Kavanaugh was going to rape her more than 30 years ago. Kavanaugh denies those allegations. And President Trump delays his meeting with Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein until next week. The White House says they don't want it to interfere with Dr. Blasey Ford and Kavanaugh's hearing today. The two were supposed to meet about a bombshell New York Times report that came out last week that said that Rosenstein wanted to wear a wire secretly to record the president.